Friends, hello everyone. Today, I'd like to discuss the capabilities of a tape measure and share a couple of tips on its use. Some of you might already be familiar with these tips, while others might find something new. After all, innovation often involves building upon what already exists. In today's video, I have two 5-meter tape measures. One is more budget-friendly, priced at around $3, while the other is a bit pricier, costing approximately $10. Although they share many similarities, there are subtle differences. I appreciate the cheaper one for its automatic stop feature when extending the tape. To retract it, you simply press a button. I can't quite explain why, but I find this feature convenient. However, the paint on the backside of the tape has already started to wear off. The inexpensive tape measure also has a marking on the casing, indicating that the casing is 70 millimeters in size. This can be useful in specific situations. The more expensive one lacks this casing size marking. It doesn't automatically stop, but it boasts a higher quality tape and a scale printed on both sides. Furthermore, there are no signs of paint chipping on the tape, even though it has seen a similar level of use. Both tape measures have a slight play in their hooks, whether they're cheap or expensive. Many of you may know that this isn't a defect, but for those who don't, let me explain. To illustrate, I'll use a board with an attached piece and measure 10 centimeters by hooking onto the edge. By the way, it's better to mark these measurements with a pin or a small nail, as drawing a line can be done unevenly, making it unclear which end of the line is accurate. This is especially useful when measuring from a wall. To measure from a wall, you should hook the end against the wall, and the slight play in the hook compensates for the hook's thickness, ensuring a more precise measurement. The next useful feature is well suited for the more expensive tape measure, which features a hook with a slot. This slot is handy when you don't have a partner available for measuring. By screwing in a screw, you can hook onto it, preventing the tape measure from slipping. The hole in the tape's blade serves a similar purpose. To secure the tape measure, use the hole in the blade. If your tape measure lacks such a hole, you can create one and use it. When measuring in corners, we often need to make a bend. While it's possible to bend the tape measure at a right angle, this can make it difficult to determine measurements down to the millimeter. To address this, you can use the tape measure's casing, pressing it against the corner and then adding the casing's length, in my case 70 millimeters, to the reading. Here's another handy tape measure trick, especially useful when you need to divide something into several equal parts. For instance, by measuring the width of this board, we find it to be 203 millimeters. To prevent forgetting the result, you can write it directly on the tape measure. Beforehand, apply masking tape to create a quick notepad on hand, ensuring that your measurements won't disappear. Now let's divide the board into 3 parts. To do this, extend the tape measure to a size divisible by the number of parts you want. For clarity, I've chosen 30 centimeters, which, divided by 3, gives us marks at 10 and 20 centimeters, dividing our board into 3 equal parts. Of course, you could have used 21 centimeters divided by 3 for 3 segments of 7 centimeters each. What if you need to divide it into 5 parts? The closest number larger than the size of the board, which is 20.3 centimeters, and divisible by 5, is 25. Use this measurement and place marks every 5 centimeters to obtain 5 equal segments. There may be situations where you need to measure something longer than your tape measure and you can't mark on that surface. In such cases, masking tape comes to the rescue once again. Mark the point where the tape measure ends on the tape, record it, and then measure the remaining distance from the other side. Add the two measurements together to get the result. You can later remove the masking tape and stick it, for example, in a notepad. This way, you're well prepared when you head to the store for materials. The tape measure's hook also comes in handy for quick marking if you don't have a pencil nearby. Simply use the required size, press it along the workpiece, and create a makeshift marking gauge. This concludes our discussion for today. If you found these tips helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and share in the comments what you didn't know. I'm curious. I didn't come up with all of this. I found it on the internet and presented it in my way, hoping it might be useful to someone. Since I'm not an expert myself, I'm constantly learning just like you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so and click the notification bell to stay updated with our helpful videos. Thanks to everyone for watching. Goodbye.